Right, dear students, so today we are going to discuss the ER diagram question, that is the 2023 AL ICT paper, the question number 9. We are going to do the ER diagram. Okay, so that is the question number 9, dear students. A, we are going to do the ER diagram today. So they have given a scenario. Consider the following requirements relevant to a database that is expected to manage divisions, offices and tasks in an office. Right, they have given a small scenario. We'll read it and draw. Before that, what's the requirement is draw an ER diagram for this application showing the entities, attributes and relationships underlying primary keys. So the examiner has specifically mentioned to underline the primary keys. Even though the examiner is not mentioning, still you need to underline. Okay, so the office consists of a number of divisions. Do the ER diagram with me, dear students. Okay, then only once I draw, you also will get the idea. The office consists of a number of divisions. Each division has a unique name. So each division, so let me take the division here, the entity. So division is an entity, so it should be in singular. Already now I have taught the simple logics of how to draw an ER diagram in a previous video, right? So you can watch it in our YouTube channel, the past paper, I think 2020. I have already discussed in that thoroughly. I have explained the basic rules. Okay, so you can watch it if you haven't watched that before. So this division, okay, let me draw it here. So this is an entity, the division, it should be in singular. Each division has a unique name. So the name is unique, so you need to underline the name. So let me say it as the division name. And that is unique, so underline it. That is the primary key in the entity division. Then what are they saying? The division may have several locations. So this location is a multi-valued attribute. Why it is a multi-valued attribute? It can have several locations. So here you can say location. So it is a multi-valued attribute, means 2 ovals. You must encircle 2 ovals. Okay. So let me say location first. So the attribute, this is a multi-valued attribute. Okay. So 2 oval shape. First oval, second oval. Right. Done and dusted. Move forward. A division handles a number of tasks. Okay. So let me have the tasks down. So the relationship should be always a verb. I have taught you the basic rules already. So let me say handles. It should be a verb. Task. So task is another entity. Okay. Task is another entity. So what are they saying? The division may have several locations. That is done. A division handles a number of tasks. A division handles number of tasks. Imagine now you are a division. Handle number of tasks means this side many. So if you take one task, it is handled by one division. In this scenario, right? A division handles a number of tasks, each of which has a unique number. Now this task has a unique number itself. That means that is the primary key. Let me say that as task number. And underline it because it is the primary key. Right. Which has a unique number, a name. So let me say task name. Then task name, which has a unique number, a name, and a date. And the date in which the task was assigned to the division. A date in which the task was assigned to the division. That means date inserted where? That means the date must be inserted to the handles relationship. Okay. So here let me say it here. are they saying? Date, no? Division handles a number of tasks, each of which has a unique number, name, and a date in which the task was assigned to the division. A date in which the task was assigned to the division. And a date in which the task was assigned. The task was assigned to the division. That means the handle date should be inserted to this handles relationship. So let me say that as date, or you can say handled date. Handled date. Right? So that is also done, dear students. Now let's move forward. Each officer's name consisting of a first name, right? Let us come for that. Each officer's name. So officer, let me draw, that is another entity. Officer is another entity. So let us say officer here. We are saying each officer's name consisting of a first name and a surname. Then what is that name? That is a composite attribute. So name, this is a composite attribute which comprises of the first name and the surname. First name and the surname. Therefore the name is called as the composite attribute. This name attribute is called as a composite attribute. Right. NIC number. So let me say here the attribute NIC number. So here let me make that as a primary key. Okay. NIC number, address and phone number. So let us have the address here and phone number. Right. So that is also done. So here the examiner, right? So here the examiner has not told that the NIC is the primary number, but you can consider that as a primary number because that is the unique key. Okay. So NIC number is considered as a primary key. Therefore, it is underlined. So this name is a composite attribute. It comprises of first name and surname. Then address is another attribute. Phone number is another attribute. Name is a composite attribute. Why? It has two other attributes, first name and surname. Therefore, name is a composite attribute. These are normal attributes. Okay. This is multi-valued attribute. Why? Several locations. Right. That's why it is multi-value. Then address and phone number is to be stored. An officer is assigned to one division. Right. If you take one officer, so let me say work for the relationship is work for one division. One division is not, so you imagine you are the officer, so you work for one division. So let me say the relationship here as work for. And if you take in one division, there can be many officers. So this side many. Right? Many. Then an officer is assigned to one division but may work on several tasks. That means this officer works on another relationship is coming, works on several tasks. So this side many. So one officer can work on several tasks. So here let me say works on. And if you take one task, you can assume that many officers are working, right? One task, many officers are working. So this side also many. Okay. That is what they are saying. Each division is an officer is assigned to one division but may work on several tasks. So officer works on several tasks, and if you take one task, there can be many officers working, right? Then what are they saying? Which may not be controlled, task which may not be controlled by the same division, right? Each division is managed by one of its officers. Okay, each division is division is managed by one of its officers. So managers. So each division is managed by one of its officers. So division, you are here, it's managed by one officer. Then if you come to the officer side, you are the officer, you are managing one division. So 1 to 1 is the cardinality. 1 to 1 is the cardinality there, right? Then moving forward, each division is managed by one of its officers. An officer is assigned to one division but may work on several tasks which may not be controlled by the same division. Each division is managed by one of its officers, right? Each division is managed, imagine now you are a division, each division is managed by one of its officers. So this side 1, and now imagine now you are the officer, and you officer, you manage one division. So 1 to 1 is the cardinality. If this cardinality is confusing, I have done this more clearly on the previous video. So now that's why I am going fast now. You can watch it if you haven't watched it in our YouTube channel, right? Right. Then each division is managed by one of its officers. So each division is managed by one of its officers. Each division is managed by one of its officers, and the starting date in which the officer started managing the division is stored. And the starting date in which the officer started managing the division is stored. Therefore, that start date, where should it come? It should come to the relationship. So here you can say start date. So this attribute start date should come to the relationship managers. Okay, this attribute start date should come to the relationship managers, right? Because here each division is managed by one of its officers, and the starting date in which the officer started managing the division is stored. So it must come to the relationship, right? So that brings the end of 2023 ER diagram.